Welcome to lesson number 7 of our spoken English course. In this lesson, we are going to learn the past perfect tense. The past perfect tense is used to talk about actions that were completed before another action or time in the past. This is a very important tense that will help you express the order of events clearly. So let us begin. So what exactly is the past perfect tense? We use this tense when we want to talk about an action that was completed before another action or before a specific time in the past. The structure is simple. You take the subject, then add had, then add the past participle form of the verb, which is also called V3, and then the object. For example, I had drunk coffee. Here, I is the subject, had is the helping verb, drunk is the past participle of drink, and coffee is the object. Now there are some signal words or clue words that tell us we should use the past perfect tense. These words are already, never, before, by the time, last month, and last year. Whenever you see these words in a sentence, it is a strong hint that the past perfect tense might be needed. Now let us look at positive or affirmative sentences using the subject I. Number 1. I had written a spoken English book before 1995. Number 2. I had just eaten dinner before Peter arrived last night. Number 3. I had paid the electricity bill before the due date. Number 4. I had gone to the office before 9 o'clock today. Number 5. I had come back home by the time you called me. Number 6. I had never been to Chennai before I joined degree. Number 7. I had given the money to him before he asked me. Number 8. I had bought a new bike before I moved to Chennai. Number 9. I had retired from the job before your father retired. Number 10. I had completed my B.Tech before I got married. Number 11. I had already taken the money from my parents. Number 12. I had done my homework by this time yesterday. Notice that in every sentence, the word had is followed by the past participle form of the verb. Now let us practice the same structure with the subject you. Number 1. You had written a spoken English book before 1995. Number 2. You had paid the electricity bill before the due date. Number 3. You had never been to Chennai before you joined the degree. Number 4. You had retired from the job before my father retired. Number 5. You had done your homework by this time yesterday. As you can see, the structure remains exactly the same. The subject changes, but the helping verb had and the past participle do not change. This same pattern also applies when the subject is your brother and you, or John and you, and so on. Now let us see how the past perfect tense works with he and she. With he, number 1, he had written a spoken English book before 1995. Number 2. He had paid the electricity bill before the due date. Number 3. He had never been to Chennai before he joined degree. Number 4. He had bought a new bike before he moved to Chennai. Number 5. He had completed his B.Tech before he got married. Number 6. He had done his homework by this time yesterday. With she, the sentences follow the same pattern. For example, she had written a spoken English book before 1995. She had completed her B.Tech before she got married. Notice that the only change is the subject and the possessive pronoun. His becomes her, and he becomes she. The word had and the verb form remain the same. For it we can say, it had eaten dinner before Peter arrived. Or it had gone to bed before I arrived home. Let us now look at the subjects, we and they. With we, number 1. We had written a spoken English book before 1995. Number 2. We had paid the electricity bill before the due date. Number 3. We had never been to Chennai before we joined degree. Number 4. We had bought a new bike before we moved to Chennai. Number 5. We had completed our B.Tech before we got married. Number 6. We had done our homework by this time yesterday. With they had written a spoken English book before 1995. They had completed their B.Tech before they got married, and so on. Here is a very important point to remember. The word had never changes. It stays the same with all subjects. Whether the subject is I, you, he, she, it, we or they, we always use had. This makes the past perfect tense easier to learn. Now let us move to negative sentences. To make a negative sentence in the past perfect tense, we simply add not after had. So had becomes had not, or in the short form, hadn't. The structure is subject plus had not or hadn't, plus the past participle, plus the object. Let us look at examples with the subject I. Number 1. I hadn't written a spoken English book before 1995. Number 2. I hadn't eaten dinner before Peter arrived last night. Number 3. I hadn't paid the electricity bill before the due date. Number 4. I hadn't gone to the office before 9 o'clock today. Number 5. I hadn't come back home by the time you called me. Number 6. I hadn't been to Chennai before I joined degree. This same pattern works for all other subjects. You hadn't, he hadn't, she hadn't, we hadn't, and they hadn't. The structure does not change. Let us now see negative sentences with other subjects. With you, you hadn't written a spoken English book before 1995. You hadn't paid the electricity bill before the due date. With he hadn't eaten dinner before Peter arrived last night. He hadn't completed his B.Tech before he got married. With she hadn't gone to the office before 9 o'clock today. She hadn't done her homework by this time yesterday. With we hadn't been to Chennai before we joined degree. With they hadn't completed their B.Tech before they got married. Remember, the structure is always the same. Subject, hadn't, and then the past participle of the verb. Now, let us learn how to form positive questions in the past perfect tense. To form a question, we move had to the beginning of the sentence. The structure becomes had plus subject plus past participle plus object and then a question mark. With had I eaten dinner before Peter arrived last night? Had I gone to the office before 9 o'clock today? Had I done my homework by this time yesterday? With you, had you written a spoken English book before 1995? Had you ever been to Chennai before you joined degree? Had you completed your B.Tech before you got married? With he and she, had he paid the electricity bill before the due date? Had she bought a new bike before she moved to Chennai? With we and they, had we eaten dinner before Peter arrived last night? Had they completed their B.Tech before they got married? Notice that we simply bring had to the front and add a question mark at the end. Next, let us learn negative questions. For negative questions, we use hadn't at the beginning of the sentence. The structure is hadn't plus subject plus past participle plus object and then a question mark. With hadn't I eaten dinner before Peter arrived last night? Hadn't I paid the electricity bill before the due date? Hadn't I done my homework by this time yesterday? With you, hadn't you written a spoken English book before 1995? Hadn't you ever been to Chennai before you joined degree? With he and she, hadn't he paid the electricity bill before the due date? Hadn't she bought a new bike before she moved to Chennai? With we and they, hadn't we come back home by the time he called us? Hadn't they ever been to Chennai before they joined degree? So the only difference between a positive question and a negative question is that we use hadn't instead of had. Now let us look at some commonly used sentences in daily life. These are practical sentences that you can use in your everyday conversations. Number 1. I had got this job before I completed my B.Tech. Number 2. I had already arrived my home before the rain started. Number 3. I had ordered the food before you arrived here. Number 4. I had arrived at IIT-IIM by the time the class started. Number 5. I had studied everything by the time exams started. Number 6. I had learned English at IIT-IIM before you learned. Number 7. I had submitted the report to the boss before he asked. Number 8. I had bought this bike before I came to Hyderabad. Number 9. I had sold my old house before I moved to Bengaluru. Number 10. I had never eaten at KFC restaurant before I came here. Number 11. I had gone to sleep by the time my father arrived home. Number 12. I had never seen my wife before I got married to her. Number 13. I had given up smoking before I got married. Number 14. I had bought a mobile before my father bought me one. Number 15. I had woken up before my brother woke up today. Let us continue with more daily life sentences. Number 16. I had cooked biryani by the time my relatives arrived. Number 17. I had written the exam by 12 o'clock this afternoon. Number 18. I had driven 50 kilometers by the time accident took place. Number 19. I had drunk coffee 3 times by the time you came here. Number 20. I had seen that movie once before I saw it with you. Number 21. I had already informed him before you informed him. Number 22. I had thrown that paper outside by the time he entered. Number 23. I had finished my housework before you woke up today. Number 24. I had watched that movie online before you sent it to me. Number 25. I had lost my wallet, that is why I asked you for money. Number 26. I had left the meeting before it finished yesterday evening. Number 27. I did not buy anything yesterday, because I had lost my purse. Number 28. I went to Chennai by bus because I had missed the train. Number 29. I said that I had never eaten mutton before. Number 30. If I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam. Notice that in sentences 27 and 28, the past perfect tense is used in the second part of the sentence to show which action happened first. Let us now summarize what we have learned today. For positive sentences, the structure is subject plus had plus V3 plus object. For example, I had eaten dinner. For negative sentences, the structure is subject plus hadn't plus V3 plus object. For example, I hadn't eaten dinner. For questions, the structure is had plus subject plus V3 plus object, followed by a question mark. For example, had I eaten dinner? For negative questions, the structure is hadn't plus subject plus V3 plus object, followed by a question mark. For example, hadn't I eaten dinner? Now, here is your practice task. Take the daily life sentences we learned and practice them with other subjects like you, he, she, it, we, and they. Also try converting those sentences into negative question and negative question forms. The more you practice, the more natural these sentences will become in your daily conversation. Thank you for watching and keep practicing.